here I am out in the glorious English outdoors for a change. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about a topic today that I'm going through at the moment, getting my travel vaccinations for Southeast Asia. A bit of a morbid topic, so I thought what better way to make the topic even more morbid by showing myself on camera freezing to death outside in the English outdoors. Makes sense to me. The reason why I've been doing most of my videos from home right now, while my family's home, and why I'm in England right now, is because I'm actually planning a trip to Southeast Asia. If you haven't been there, then obviously it takes a little bit of extra steps to kind of make that trip happen, which is what I'm going to be talking about in this video today. Yeah, so mainly I just wanted to jump on and share with you guys my experience of getting your travel vaccinations. So yeah, any anti-vaxxers, you want to look away right now, because we're going to be talking about travel jabs and what vaccinations you need when you're heading to Southeast Asia. So basically, before I go into the specifics, overall what I've done and what seems to be the most affordable and fastest way to get your travel jabs is to go private first, like through a pharmacy. From the ones I looked at and looked around, Boots seems to be the cheapest for like consultations and the prices of vaccines itself. If you buy a vaccine, which you obviously will, then you'll get the consultation for free. If you don't end up getting a vaccine, then it'll cost you £20 for that consultation. So yeah, first thing, you want to book that consultation with your pharmacy or Boots or whatever, like I did, and then you will go, you'll meet them, you'll fill out like a form beforehand before you turn up to the appointment, letting them know which destinations you're going to be going to. If you're like me and you're just getting a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia and you're not really sure everywhere that you will go, then that's fine. I just put that in the form, and I also ticked some of the countries I think I most likely will go to, like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia, just Vietnam off the top of my head. So just put as many as you're sure you will be going, and then let them know that it's kind of open-ended too, so they can then consider all the diseases and stuff that you will probably be at risk of and will need vaccines for. Then obviously you go to your appointment, you talk with the pharmacist, and she kind of like asks you maybe a few more questions. Bring your vaccine record with you, like previous vaccines you've had in the past. To get that, just contact your GP practice. That's nice and easy. Hopefully it's the same for you. But more generally, if you've got all the routine vaccines, that if you're a UK citizen and you've got all the routine vaccines, then there's some that you won't need and won't need to pay for. I will go into that in a bit more detail through the video. So yeah, just take your vaccine record with you and turn up to the appointment, and then you'll talk it through with the pharmacist, and she will basically give you a very extensive list with details, and you will also talk about what activities you plan to do. For example, maybe like scuba diving. Which areas of the countries are you going to be in, if you're going to be in rural areas and whatnot. Are you planning on getting any tattoos? Because that will obviously change your risk factors too. And then yeah, they'll give you a very extensive list on what vaccines they would recommend. But basically, yeah, they gave me a list of all the ones that they would definitely recommend I get. And that started with Hepatitis A. So Hepatitis A is recommended for most travellers going to this area of the world. So that's pretty much a must really if you want to be safe. And Bonus, that's actually available on the NHS, so don't buy that at Boots if you can. Contact your GP, tell them you're traveling to Southeast Asia and you want to get hepatitis A jab, and yeah, you can get that free, which is nice because yeah, it's not cheap, spoiler alert. You can also get typhoid on the NHS, which again is recommended for people traveling to this part of the world. So yeah, do that at the same time, obviously. Sorry, I'm just treading in a very kind of boggy area right now. So yeah, get your hepatitis A and your typhoid from the NHS for free. So do that first to get the ball rolling. As we all know, with the NHS waiting times right now, it could take a while. And also there's multiple doses with most of these vaccines, so do try and give yourself at least like 3 months before you leave, because they also take some time to activate too and stuff like that. Yeah, so try and plan ahead. I'm terrible at that, so I don't know why I'm giving that advice, but I think I've got like 2 months to clear it, so do try and give yourself at least like 3 months. So it should be okay. Yeah, so hepatitis A, typhoid, free on the NHS, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Then the next one, hepatitis B, is recommended if you're planning on maybe getting a tattoo, doing the hanky-panky unprotected, I don't know, I'm not here to judge, but that is recommended if you're going to be up to that kind of stuff. So yeah, then you would have to pay for that with Boots to get that privately, and that has a few doses. So yeah, you can get your hepatitis B with the pharmacist or Boots. I'm going to talk about Boots because that's what I did, and you will need 3 doses of that. They normally do this over a 6-month kind of duration, but you can get fast-tracked like I did. Sorry, I'm just trying to not slip and die right now. This is where I'm kind of walking. So yeah, if you're short of time and don't have 6 months like me, you can get fast-tracked and you will get 3 doses of hepatitis B over that 3-month period, and that's fine, you'll be good to go. You will just need a booster in a year's time, and then that will give you like 5 years protection, I think, and each dose is like £52 from Boots. So yeah, you can do the maths there, or maybe I'll edit that in. So that's the first one you get privately. We're going to get a little bit more exotic now. The next one that you are recommended is Japanese encephalitis. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Trust me guys, I am not a doctor, so do not take this medical advice as gospel. I just wanted to maybe answer any questions you might have before you obviously get in touch with a doctor yourself. Don't let the glasses fool you. I'm just a nerd in glasses, I'm not a doctor. But yeah, Japanese encephalitis is recommended to anyone going to Southeast Asia for like long-term travel. So obviously this applies to me, maybe to you. That is 1 dose, I believe. I do have another appointment in a couple of weeks to confirm, but looking at my paperwork it says 1 dose, and that is £105 for the dose for Japanese encephalitis. So I will be getting that, and chances are you'll probably need that too to be safe. So yeah, that's the second one there that you'll be getting privately. I've decided to sit down for this next bit so I don't sound like I'm just panting for air the whole way through, but the next 2, actually maybe 3, all have the same kind of action plan, so I'm going to mention them at the same time. Measles, mumps and rubella, you're also recommended. If you've got all your routine vaccinations as a UK citizen, then you should be covered for that. I was covered for that, but again, make sure you get your vaccine record to double check. Diphtheria, I think I'm pronouncing that right, tetanus and polio are also recommended. But again, if you've got your routine vaccinations, you should be sweet for that, so you shouldn't have to get that again. But again, double check with your vaccine record and your doctor and pharmacist, of course. You're also going to need a rabies shot as well, just in case you get bit by any monkeys, stray dogs, I don't know, whatever is out there, we will see, of course. But yeah, you're going to need a rabies shot. You need 3 doses of that, £70 a dose. So it is a little expensive, especially when you get 3 doses, but I don't think you want to risk getting rabies. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not taking that risk. Yeah, and then the last 2 that she talked about were tuberculosis and cholera, which comes up as like maybe recommended, but she was saying how as long as I'm staying away from dirty water, not drinking dirty water and stuff, cholera should be fine, and tuberculosis, she doesn't think I need that because they've done a good job of, yeah, reducing that risk. But they're 2 to think about too. Again, don't take my experience as gospel, go and ask them questions yourself, but that's what I was told, so I won't be getting vaccinated for them either. So yeah, that was my experience of, yeah, trying to get my vaccines and jabs sorted for traveling to Southeast Asia. So I've got all them booked over the next 3 months. I'm paid for. In total, it cost me around £550, which was for the Hepatitis B, Japanese Encephalitis, and what was the last one? The Rabies. So yeah, all them, just them 3 have cost me like £550. So it is expensive, but kind of better be safe than sorry, you know. And then yeah, try and get your typhoid and your Hep A on the NHS, save yourself some coin. What else? Obviously malaria is a concern as well with the mosquitoes and whatnot. A couple of good tips on that is there's a website you can use when you get there to kind of check the hot zones for malaria where you're at risk. Obviously insect repellent, stuff like that, obvious ones. She recommended to me just to buy my malaria tablets when I'm there, as it'd be miles cheaper, so I'm gonna do that. Also, one cheeky budget travel bonus tip, don't know why I gave that such a long and weird name, but there we go, we're gonna run with it. Get a boot. If you go to Boots Pharmacist for the vaccinations, which why wouldn't you? It's probably the cheapest one and they're everywhere. And who doesn't love a Boots meal deal? Especially now at Christmas. Get yourself a turkey feast afterwards as a reward. Make sure you, this is the tip by the way, I'm not still talking about sandwiches. Sign up for a Boots card with your vaccinations, because you're going to spend, what, 550 quid. You're going to get bare points. And then with them points, you can get all your stuff like insect repellent, I don't know, sun cream if you're a ginger geezer like me. I mean, anyone should be wearing sun cream, but all we know is that Factor 50 can be a little bit more expensive, ginger boys out there. So yeah, nice little tip, get yourself a Boots card, that's what I did, and use the points to get your extra bits before you go. Yeah, so hopefully this has helped someone out, and if it has, then yeah, wicked. If it hasn't, then oh well, I tried. But if you like the video and you want to see more digital nomad content, then yeah, hit the subscribe button down below please, chuck us a like, drop a comment with what you thought, would be sweet. But yeah, cheers for tuning in, peace.